Paris Saint-Germain are looking for revenge against Bayern Munich after losing in last season's Champions League final. But this time, they have to face the defending champions on a cold night at their home ground. Mbappe took just 3 minutes to make his mark as he was fed by Neymar and successfully fired the ball through Neuer's legs.
And he scored it! Well, they could have been one down, now they're one up. Mbappe on the break, Neymar at the heart of it. Pochettino has a perfect start. It's the kind of counter-attack you don't...
Marquinhos doubled PSG's lead midway through the first half with a fine finish after receiving a clever cross from Neymar.
Stuck away by Marquinhos. And he thinks it's a good goal, and so do his teammates. Bayern look to the skies, they look to the assistant, they hope...
9 minutes later, Choupo-Moting headed in Pavard's cross to reduce the deficit for Bayern.
That's the one that's been needed. Choupo-Moting hurts his old club. They've got going now.
The first half ended with a score of 2-1 for PSG, and Bayern was shocked and decided to express their anger in the dressing room. In the second half, Bayern kept up the pressure and deservedly leveled on the hour mark when Muller guided a header into the back of the PSG net from Kimmich's free kick.
It's a successful one. Thomas Muller, wide-eyed in celebration. It's back to 2-2. PSG have lost that 2-goal advantage. An hour gone and plenty of time to build on this for Bayern Munich.
However, Mbappe had the final say 8 minutes later as he swept a low strike through Boateng's legs to give PSG a crucial lead heading into the second leg.
He's done that superbly. Paris back in front in Munich. And Kylian Mbappe shows again world-class talent.
The score remained the same until the final whistle, and PSG got 3 crucial away goals before heading to the Parc des Princes. After the shock defeat at home, Kimmich and Alaba were furious and decided to vent their anger by throwing their boots and shirts at the wall. In the second leg, Bayern must score at least 2 goals if they want to qualify for the last 4. Paris Saint-Germain were threatening on the break, testing Manuel Neuer several times and twice hitting the post through Neymar.
Back for Neymar. Real chance for PSG. He's hit the post. First the bar, then the...
In the 40th minute, it was Bayern who broke the deadlock, giving themselves hope when Choupo-Moting rose highest to follow up Alaba's saved shot with a close-range header.
Who forces it home and puts Bayern Munich back in business.
Bayern were not as ruthless as usual up front and were unable to find a second goal that would have continued their quest to retain the trophy. The score remained the same until the final whistle was blown and PSG were through into the semi-finals on away goals. After failing to retain the title, several Bayern players were left speechless in the dressing room. Meanwhile, the PSG dressing room celebrated wildly as Mbappe danced on the table and his teammates poured water on him. In the 2019 to 2020 Premier League season, Spurs played against Everton at their empty home ground during lockdown. In the 24th minute, Spurs took the lead after Giovanni Lo Celso's shot deflecting in off Michael Keane's body.
And it's ended up in the back of the net, and Giovanni Lo Celso and Spurs can celebrate. They have the lead here on 24 minutes. Giovanni Lo Celso, who has scored.
As Everton launched their final attack before the break, Son showed a lack of desire to help out in defense and almost cost them an equalizer. Despite Spurs leading by a goal at the break, Lloris and Son had to be separated by their teammates as Lloris aggressively confronted Son before entering the tunnel. Son tried to react but was pushed into the tunnel by his teammates, while the others had to hold back Lloris.
We'll surely see his side beaten for the first time following the restart here.
Not only on the pitch, the incident also continued in the Spurs dressing room when Lloris asked Son for clarification on why he didn't want to track back. Their teammates prevented them from physical altercation with each other. Meanwhile, Mourinho also tried to calm the situation.
It's the same for you, it's the same for Ari, it's the same for Lucas. Make the run! 1 minute to go! 1 minute to go, we need to go to the goal! Respect you! Make the run! Make the run! Make the run for the team!
The score remained the same at the end of the 90 minutes, and the pair put their differences aside at full time as they shared a warm hug before leaving the pitch. Juventus need 3 crucial points to keep their hopes of retaining the Serie A title alive. In the 36th minute, Juve's penalty was disallowed after a lengthy VAR review.
And that's only just wide. The referee here,
I think he's pointed to the spot, hasn't he?
Has given a penalty. VAR who've suggested.
24 minutes after the break, Adolfo Gaich snatched a remarkable winner after pouncing on a stray Arthur pass.
What a story we have on the cards here! Adolfo Gaich with one of the biggest goals of his career, and he's put Inzaghi's Benevento.
Juventus were unable to find an equalizer that would have continued their quest to retain the Scudetto. The score remains the same, and Juventus's hopes of winning a 10th consecutive Serie A title have been dealt a major blow as they fall 10 points behind leaders Inter Milan. After the shock defeat, Ronaldo was filmed agreeing with Bonucci after he went on a rampage in the dressing room.
Quando abbiamo palla e quando non abbiamo la palla, non possiamo giocare così. Se vogliamo vincere lo scudetto, così non vinciamo un cazzo. Porca troia! Siamo tutti delle merde se giochiamo così. Perché non abbiamo capito l'importanza, non abbiamo capito quante volte vince questa partita. È un anno che giochiamo così, è un anno, è sempre colpa degli altri, sempre una partita dopo, sempre quella dopo. Non è vero un cazzo, assumiamoci le responsabilità e le colpe di una partita di merda che stiamo facendo. Questa è la verità, questa è la verità.
Manchester City have the chance to win the 2017 to 2018 Premier League against their city rivals in front of their fans at the Etihad Stadium. However, they needed a win against Manchester United, who were standing in second place with a 16-point gap. Guardiola's side had delivered a first-half masterclass after captain Vincent Kompany scored a thumping header after 25 minutes. Gundogan then added City's second goal 5 minutes later with a clever turn and finish.
And now here's Sterling and Gundogan. Closing in! An hour from lifting it. 1 hour's football away. Ilkay Gundogan, Manchester City, reach out and touch it.
Outclassed United remained in contention after Sterling skied 2 golden chances over the bar with the goal at his mercy. In the 53rd minute, Pogba gave United hope after latching onto Ander Herrera's chest pass.
Down here for Paul Pogba, United in the game. Not done yet. Perhaps today Pogba was bound to have his say. And 20 weeks since his last goal, he has a derby goal.
Pogba then headed the equalizer for United 2 minutes later after converting Alexis Sanchez's cross.
Sanchez, Pogba, 2-2! In a flash, the scene has changed! Shades of red on this blue day!
The remarkable turnaround was complete after Smalling came unmarked to direct Alexis Sanchez's free kick past Ederson in the 69th minute.
United 2-0 down, 3-2 up on hostile territory. That is phenomenal. Where has this come from?
1 minute before stoppage time, De Gea made a brilliant one-handed save to deny Aguero's header.
That is brilliant, De Gea. How has he reached that?
As the referee blew the final whistle, United held on the score, and City's Premier League title party would have to wait for another week. After the shock turnaround, Pep Guardiola and some of the Manchester City players looked distraught and lost for words in the dressing room. Germany needs 3 points to give them a chance of reaching the last 16 and hope Japan doesn't win their game against Spain. Germany were in complete control against Costa Rica and took the lead through Gnabry's header after pouncing on David Raum's cross in the 10th minute.
It's the chance of Gnabry has put it away. It's the goal Germany craved, and it's come early.
The score remained the same until the first half ended. However, Hansi Flick was disappointed and very angry with his team after Germany failed to score more than 1 goal and allowed Costa Rica to create many chances.
Wir sind so blind und wir machen die stark. Das kann nicht sein. Wir machen unser gutes Spiel am Anfang kaputt. Selbst kaputt. Immer einzelne Fehler. Mit jeder Position, die wir den einhalten. Wenn wir so weitermachen, fahren wir nach Hause. Jeder investiert nochmal alles, was der Trainer. Wir spielen eine Weltmeisterschaft. Und wenn er nicht mehr kann, darf er gerne die Hand heben, dann haben wir genügend Spieler draußen. Okay?
Yeltsin Tejeda equalized after tapping in a rebound from Kendall Waston's header in the 58th minute. 12 minutes later, Juan Pablo Vargas scored from close range after capitalizing on Neuer's mistake.
And Vargas is in there, and in it goes!
At that stage, Costa Rica were going through with Japan, while Germany and Spain were heading for the shocking exit. 3 minutes later, Havertz restored a measure of normality with clinical finishes to extinguish Costa Rica's hopes of springing a major shock.
By Havertz! And the picture changes!
In the 85th minute, Havertz scored his second goal after pouncing on Gnabry's cross.
And finished off by Havertz! And that's half the job done! They need a Spanish...
Füllkrug sealed a win for Germany a minute before stoppage time.
Scores! Got the flag up, so he hasn't scored.
This will be interesting.
The match ended with a win for Germany, but they failed to reach the knockout stages of the World Cup for the second time in a row after Spain beat them on goal difference. Liverpool needed a miracle to turn things around after losing 3-0 in the first leg, but their path was made more difficult with Salah and Firmino injured for the second leg at Anfield. Origi started the unlikely revival after latching onto the rebound, as Henderson's effort was saved by Ter Stegen in the 7th minute.
There's one back! Divock Origi! Liverpool have an early hero at Anfield! Jurgen Klopp celebrates! Still lots of work to do!
The score remained the same until the end of the first half. However, Jordi Alba looked frustrated in the dressing room even though Barcelona still had a 2-goal aggregate lead. Several Barcelona players were rattled and even Messi was unable to steady the ship. In the 54th minute, Wijnaldum doubled Liverpool's lead with a low drive from 12 yards after pouncing on Trent's cross.
It's in! Off the bench, he scored! Liverpool get a second goal in front of the Kop, and it really is game on in the Champions League now. 53 minutes gone. Liverpool 2, Barcelona 0. Anfield is
2 minutes later, Wijnaldum took the Anfield's roof off as his precise header from Shaqiri's cross found the corner of Ter Stegen's net.
Oh, it's 3! Liverpool are all the way back! Gini Wijnaldum, the Champions League hero! Barcelona can't believe it! Liverpool...
In the 79th minute, the comeback was complete after Trent's quick corner caught Barcelona's defense off guard, allowing the unmarked Origi to turn home his second goal.
They tore Barcelona napping! Brilliant thinking by Alexander-Arnold! Clinical finish from Divock
Liverpool completed one of the greatest comebacks in football history that sent the Reds to back-to-back Champions League finals.
That's it! History made at Anfield! Barcelona beaten! Liverpool triumphant! Messi mashed on Merseyside! Miracles do happen for Liverpool.
The defeat at Anfield would be hard to recover from. Silence filled the dressing room as the Barca players sat in shock at what had just happened. Arsenal need a win to leapfrog Tottenham into fourth place and put themselves in a good position to secure a Champions League spot heading into the final week of the season. But they were second best throughout the match and fell behind early in the second half after Ben White turned the ball into his own net under pressure from Callum Wilson.
Brilliant goal! Brilliant Newcastle goal! And Callum Wilson with the armband on his first start since the end of December has marked it with a goal. Wilson with a near post flick.
In the 85th minute, Bruno Guimaraes sealed the win when he tapped in the rebound after Ramsdale failed to keep out Callum Wilson's effort.
Bruno Guimaraes has scored, and it is 2-0 now. And Newcastle have got their second goal, and Wilson was denied by Ramsdale.
Arsenal's hopes of finishing in the Premier League's top four have been dealt a major blow as Tottenham hold a 2-point advantage heading into the final day of the season. In the dressing room, Arteta showed his frustration after Arsenal lost one of the most important games of the season.
Doesn't matter what you say, now it's too late. We didn't have the right to play, we didn't win nothing, guys. Nothing. We were horrible with the we had no organization. They were 10,000 times better than us today. In everything. So now, shut your mouth.
Not only in this match, 4 months earlier, Arteta was also frustrated with his team after being knocked out of the FA Cup in the third round by Nottingham Forest, who were in the Championship at that time.
Chance, and Lewis Grabban is there! Lewis Grabban has come off the bench in this game, but there's certainly plenty of that in this move. It's a sloppy pass.
Arteta came out in the dressing room in a fiery manner, telling his players exactly what he thought about their performance, which ended with him walking out of the room in anger.
I don't accept these fucking standards. I'm telling you, I don't accept them. And I'm not criticizing your attitude, but attitude is not enough. Man. You agree with me, guys? To run is not enough. You have to have much more than that. That's what I'm telling you, fucking training. But between you, fucking do it. And demand yourself. When I lose the small-sided games, I'm upset. Because you come here and know you fucking lose. When I lose a duel, I'm upset. Because that's the fucking standard. When me, guys, it's fucking shit. I'm telling you, shit.
Manchester City are favourites to win the 2017 to 2018 FA Cup after leading the Premier League table and looking to avenge their shock defeat in the 2013 FA Cup final against Wigan Athletic. City dominated Wigan, who were a League One side at that time. Unfortunately, they were reduced to 10 men after Delph looked shocked to receive a red card after sliding in for a 50-50 ball a minute before the break. Pep was frustrated after seeing Delph's red card and decided to take out his anger in the dressing room.
Sit down! Nobody talk! Sit down! Wait! Drink water and relax!
City continued to dominate the game in the second half despite being outnumbered. In the 78th minute, Will Grigg changed the course of the game by scoring the winning goal when he capitalized on a Kyle Walker error.
He does get in! Will Grigg, who's hardly had a kick, but that kick could go into the history books. Wigan lead Manchester City in the FA Cup yet again.
The final whistle sparked celebrations from Wigan players and the home fans. In contrast, several City's players looked frustrated with the result and lost for words in the dressing room. In the 2020-21 Champions League round of 16, Juventus needed a great performance to turn things around after losing 2-1 in the first leg. However, their path to progress became more difficult after Porto opened up a 3-1 aggregate lead through Sergio Oliveira's penalty.
Porto are 1-0 up on the night and 3-1 up in the tie. Is this the end of the Juve era?
The score remained the same until the end of the first half. Ronaldo was frustrated after seeing his team's poor performance and decided to vent his anger in the dressing room.
Hay que tener personalidad. Yo me incluyo también, pero no jugamos niente. Tenemos que decir la verdad. Por eso, pero tenemos que jugar en esta partida de Champions. Hay que tener personalidad.
Chiesa equalized after he found the far corner from a tight angle early in the second half.
Chiesa's come in from the width now, plants the shot into the back of the net. He scored the goal in the first leg that kept them alive in the competition, and he scores a crucial equaliser here, 3 minutes into the second half.
It looked like Juventus would capitalize on their man advantage after Taremi was shown a second yellow card for wasting time. In the 63rd minute, Chiesa headed in a Juan Cuadrado cross to level the tie on aggregate.
2-1 to Juventus on the night, and the tie is level due to this little man.
Juve continued to search for a winner, but Porto defended superbly to take the match to extra time. Deep into the second half of extra time, Sergio Oliveira's long-range free kick went through Ronaldo's legs in the Juventus wall to make it 2-2 on the night and give Porto a two-legged lead. Rabiot's header 3 minutes from time ensured a grandstand finish in an enthralling encounter.
They've got one now! It's 3-2 to Juve on the night! Rabiot with the header!
However, Porto held on for a famous victory and progressed to the quarterfinals on away goals despite losing 3-2 to Juventus. Ronaldo was in tears in the dressing room after being knocked out of the Champions League knockout stages for the third time in a row with Juventus. This is probably one of the most dramatic moments in the dressing room. But if you want to watch some controversial matches in the World Cup, just click on the video right here.